How's it going this afternoon? CyberX here with Don't Panic Business Technologies. We're going to do a training today, and it's about Google accounts. Let's see. We've got a few things I want to change really quick before we get started. Let's take that Lazy Ninja emblem right off there. Oh, there it goes. Jumping back to live. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go to google.com. We're going to make sure you're signed in with the account that you want to manage today. Today we're going to be managing my jbenisek at gmail.com. I've had this account for a long time. There's a lot of different stuff in this account, and I would be pretty bummed if this account, say, disappeared, or something happened to it, or it walked away, or something happened to me, and Google just deleted it. Let's see if that music's going to be okay. Right about there, maybe. Just get some music in the background just playing a little bit there, right now. Yeah. Okay, so today we are going to learn how to clean up our Google account. Yep, and when we talk about cleanup, we're really talking about voice recordings in Google. Bad voice recordings, text messages in Google. Bad Google. Okay, so we're going to jump in here. We're going to hit Google account. And we're going to see that right off the bat, your account storage information, privacy and personalization, security issues found. Take a privacy checkup. I wonder how that goes. But we're not going to do that today. We are going to jump over here to one of these options in here, and let's just start with, I don't know, maybe, man, they sure don't make it easy. Like, I guess you could think it's security, protect your account. Now by resolving these issues, what issues? I could get a support from a Google expert. Manage your data and personalizations. Privacy, I think I want to go that way, which seems to also be this one. So let's click that button. Okay, this looks good. Take a privacy checkup. Get started. Let's just stay right here for a minute. Activity controls. Interesting. Now, I've already done most of this on my account. I'm going to bet that a lot of people have never been in these settings or seen these settings and have any idea that Google's doing all of this. And so, right off the bat, let's say that, do you want your web and app activity tracked? Do you want them to save the activity of the stuff you do on Google Sites and apps, including associated info like location, all of these things. Now, some of these things are really helpful in maps and search. Having it when you say, hey, Google, find me this location, and it finds it, and then that being remembered that that was a location that you asked for, that's not a bad feature, except it stores it in here for a long time. Now, you can, in Chrome history, all of that, we can manage activity. I have no idea what this is going to show. February 27th and below. So I've already cleaned this out. Right here, you can say choose to delete automatically. Now, I have it paused, and mine says your activity will be kept until you delete it manually. So I'm going to say, see, I have a hard time doing auto delete because I do use some of these features for work from time to time where I'll track where I go and what times I'm there and stuff like that. So that's something that you need to decide right there. You can go in and delete one activity. You can delete all of the activities. You could delete it from a year ago. Say you wanted to start at January 1st, 2019 and delete everything before that. That's okay. You could do that. You can do quite a few options. I mean, there's quite a few things that you can do to make everything kind of feel okay there, but a lot of times you might just pause it. You need to make the decision for what you want for that one. So let's back out one. Include Chrome history and activity from sites, apps, and devices that use Google services. I have unchecked that. I can tell you I've had this set up for since February, whatever that date was. So I'm going on what, 5 months, and there are a few places that I can't do things I used to be able to do. I can't just hold down the button and say, "Hey Google, call such and such." Doesn't work. I can push the mic option inside the keyboard that just records what you say and then does a Google search based on the text. So it's a text, voice to text translation and then a search versus a voice direct search. Those are two different things. And so those are some things that you have to learn how to use your phone just kind of differently. So in here we also have location history on. Now I have location tracking on, which is probably the one that most people will turn off right away. Because I do Google Guide. So I'm a Google local expert, and when I take a picture, it automatically sorry if it's picking up my voice. It automatically puts the GPS on that image, and it allows me to easily submit that to Google into my Google local guide system. So that's kind of hard to undo at this point in time on this account because I'm at like 3 or 4 million views, and I'm using that for business. So that's another thing. You can click on these. You can show all activity controls, manage this, which devices it works and doesn't work for. So maybe you have multiple devices on your Google account. You have some child accounts. You would actually, for kid accounts, you would go into their account and change it from there. But for if you had more than one device on this account, say you had a laptop, and you have a cell phone, and you have maybe multiple cell phones, then that's where you would have a separation between the two, and you could say, oh, hey, we don't want to track a laptop, but we do want to track a cell phone, or vice versa. So now we get into voice and video activity. This one's a dirty one. This one's probably the worst one. So in here, if this was on, you would have a list of all of the recordings of Hey Google, or when you hold down the button for the assistant, everything you've ever done. I've cleaned them all out. I disabled the feature. I no longer use that feature at all. That's the feature in Amazon that's listening to you. That's the feature in Hey Google that's listening to you. That's the feature that's always monitoring for that keyword. And then those things after the keyword get recorded into here, and we don't want to be party to that. So we take that. Sorry, my headset and mic dropped off. Okay, so we're we really you need to do a few things. You need to, if you have any desire to not use this feature, then just turn it off. Just pause it and be done with it. Delete everything in here. Clear it all out. Manage activity. You can just clear it all out. You can delete it all right in here. If you need this feature, then you need to be disciplined once a year to come through and clear this out, or once every 6 months, or once every whatever, to delete this information and not let it get piled up in here. Same thing for device information. Every device that you connect to your account and the life of your account gets recorded, and you have to go in and manage that information. And there's a lot of things that you have to go in, and you have details about these devices that you can remove those devices and manage those devices, and track and do those things. And so that's another thing that you need to do. Um, regularly when you're adding and removing devices. So you need to watch out for that. That's something else that you want to go through in this setting and manage in here. Now you have YouTube history and YouTube watch history, search history, watch history. If you use YouTube, you need to clear those both out. They're using that information against you. You need to clear that out regularly or block it altogether. Now, some people hate that because you watch a video on YouTube and a week later you want to go back and you want to find it again. Oh, yeah, I want to show it to such and such. It's gone. You got to be disciplined if you see a video that you like to put it into a watch later playlist or sort it into a playlist that you can manage. My activities, my timeline, you need to go through and check those. Things you create and do. These are all places where you have content. So you need to go through each of these places and just clean them out. Uninstall apps that you don't need anymore from Google Play. Get rid of the stuff that you don't need from your calendar of past events from the last 20 years. Get rid of search activity. Get rid of the map search activity. And go through all of those things and clean them up. So you can quickly see all of these things just add up and how fast all of this stuff is. A lot of people don't have their home address on the right address anymore. They've moved 7 times since this. And so you need to go through and clean that up. You need to go through and clean up. I have 596 apps in my Google Play. Go through and clean those things up, sort through them, and get rid of the hoarding. 12,000 conversations in Gmail. Now, this account for Gmail is just a junk account. It doesn't get it. I don't use it for anything. It's just a login account. So all of that's just spam from corporations and crap. SMS messages, get rid of that. These 619 on my Google Voice are all spam junk messages typically. That's stuff that just comes in. YouTube videos, I do use that for a lot of things, so I have a lot of YouTube videos in there, but that's something that you can check and make sure there's nothing in there you want. Photos, you need to be collecting your photos and storing them and saving them, so this is the right place for photos. Package tracking, real time is on. That's kind of interesting. You can manage that. Now, we got through a lot of these, and a lot of these all make sense, but there's a few of them that don't make sense. A few of them that don't add up and don't seem to work at all. And let's go look at those. So we've got, we want to look for purchase history. Brand accounts, books, 3 books in your library, I don't know. AdSense, these will make sense. These are business. 1 calendar, and this probably isn't a valid calendar. Groups, search consoles, payment methods, Google Play apps, brand accounts. Oh, let me expand all. No, not what I wanted. So there's one place in here where it talks about purchases. And one of the things we found that it was gathering purchase information from spam. So the spam coming into my Gmail account that I'm not reading and I have nothing to do with, it's looking at all that stuff and seeing things and saying, here, let's look at this one. Yeah, right here. This is a great example. So, did I travel from Orlando to Antonio? Oh man. Yeah, that one. My brain. Did I travel on these days to this location? No, I did not. This is spam that Google picked up out of Gmail automatically and put in my reservations. It's not something I accepted. It's phishing attempts from other people trying to get me to click this stuff to steal my information, and Google is sucking that into the system. And so the only way to get rid of this is you have to actually go in and remove all of these from the thing. I'm not even in the passenger list. This is all just garbage information. So you need to remove this. And look, you can't remove it without viewing the email. I have to pull up the offensive email that's just garbage in all of this stuff. And it didn't even take me to the email, it just took me to my email box randomly of all of the garbage that just fills up in here. Frontier Airlines, that's garbage. I'm not doing anything with Frontier Airlines, and yet they are sucking that information into these places. So it looks like I traveled on this day, but I didn't. You may have stuff in your Google account from spam that shows evidence that you did stuff that you never did. And in this day and age of digital garbage and phishing and all of the things that happen out there, it's really critical that this information is up to date and valid, and that you don't have these type of things in your accounts. So you need to go through in these areas, reservations, and see, hey, are there any hotel or restaurant or flight information that shouldn't be in there, and delete that information. Empty those spam boxes. Clear out all of those things that you have in there, and start getting rid of all of that stuff in Google. So that's the cleanup part of the talk. Now we need to have a discussion about the end of life part of the talk. So what happens when the what happens when something happens to me? So what happens when I'm no longer available to manage my account once I'm disabled or unable to access? So let's see. I don't even see where it's at. I'm gonna have to find it. It's amazing that they tell people, "Hey, oh, it's easy to do this," but it's just buried. My activity, my timeline. Yeah, it's buried in here. Hold on, I'm still trying to find it. I don't even know what you would call it. It's end of life. Okay, so they're calling it an inactive account manager. So you're going to set up a plan, and the way you want to find it is you're going to come into here and you're going to say inactive account manager. Inactive account manager, and you're going to click that. And it's going to pop up a screen that asks you, what do you want to do and who do you want us to notify if something happens to you? Do you want us to delete your Google account if you become inactive? Do you want us to what do you want us to do? And you're going to go through, you can put up to 10 people to notify when there's something happens. You're going to go through and you're going to choose. Let me see if there's anything in here I care about people seeing. I don't think so. So you're going to choose, decide when Google should consider your account inactive. After 18 months of inactivity, we'll contact you 3 months before this time is up. So in 15 months, if I don't do anything with this account, they're going to contact a person selected below here. And then I have my 2 accounts, my business account, personal account, my phone number. Before this happens, they're going to contact this number and this email before this happens. After that point, if they don't hear anything, then they're going to contact the person listed below that you're going to select. Then you also have the option to select below if you want them to just delete your account after 3 months. They'll just delete the whole thing. If you don't have anything in your account that you care about, you can just have them delete the account and just walk away. You just don't have to do anything if you don't show up for 3 months. However, if you go to jail, if you have a stroke, if something happens in your life where you get preoccupied for a chunk of time and they delete all your family photos and all your YouTube videos and all your content and your email and all your stuff because you said that, it's all on you. If you don't come in here and you don't check the box and you don't say, hey, notify these people, don't do something, and you then walk away from your account, then it's all on you. So they give you the option. It's not easy to find. You're right. Nobody knows it exists, but it's in here. Inactive account manager. Come in here, set this plan up, set your family and friends and the people that you want to save your account or that have something in the account that they're going to care about, and get them signed up on here and get them access. So that is it for today. We've got you all set up now with a fancy, easy to access. How do I clean out my Google account and end of life? And it's all there. It should be easy to follow. If you have any questions, reach out to me at jb@don'tpanic.biz. Check out the website. As always, don'tpanic.biz. My phone number's there, 970-210-6626. It's published all over the place. If you have any questions, send me a text. Don't harass me. But, hey, I'm always here to help. Thanks. If you have any questions, reach out to don'tpanic.biz. You guys rock. Let's see if I can get this software up and run this whole thing so it looks a little cleaner. We'll switch out with the fire logo from the Lazy Ninjas.